Colonized in the 18th century by the Spanish, the Republic of Texas declared its independence from Mexico on March 2, 1836. The Republic of Texas was not recognized by the United States until a year later in 1837. The question of incorporating Texas into the United States was an issue that strained U.S. relations with Mexico during the 1840s. Although Texas was annexed by the United States in late December 1845, the formal transfer ceremony occurred on February 19, 1846, thus officially ending diplomatic relations between the Republic of Texas and the United States. Recognition. U.S. recognition of Texan independence, 1837. The United States recognized Texan independence on March 3, 1837, when U.S. President Andrew Jackson nominated Alcee La Branch as minister to Texas. Consular presence. U.S. consulate at Galveston. Prior to Texan independence, a consulate was established at Galveston, and Joseph Washington Elliott Wallace was confirmed as consul on March 29, 1830. Additional consulates existed at the following locations. Goliad, earliest date, January 9, 1835. No extant latest date. Matagorda, earliest date, June 26, 1838. No extant latest date. Sabine, earliest date, March 21, 1843. Latest date, December 29, 1845. Velasco, Freeport, earliest date, October 12, 1837. No extant latest date. Diplomatic relations. Establishment of diplomatic relations and the U.S. legation in Houston, 1837. Diplomatic relations began when the U.S. Secretary of State accepted the credentials of William Harris Wharton, Texan minister to the United States, on March 6, 1837. Alcee La Branch, the appointed charge d'affaires of the U.S. legation in Houston, then functioning as the seat of government, presented his credentials sometime between October 23 and 27, 1837. Cessation of relations, 1846. Although Texas entered the United States as a state on December 29, 1845, relations formally ended during the transfer of Texan sovereignty to the United States on February 19, 1846. Despite this, Andrew J. Donaldson, the last U.S. charge d'affaires, left his post on or shortly after August 9, 1845. Treaties and agreements. Issues relevant to U.S. foreign diplomacy. One of the issues at play in the interactions between the United States and the Republic of Texas was the eventual annexation of Texas by the U.S. There were two main difficulties with the issue of Texas joining the United States at the time. First, incorporating Texas into the Union might provoke Mexico, and second, Texas wished to join as a slave state. Disrupting relations with Mexico. On August 23, 1843, Mexican Foreign Minister Bocanegra informed U.S. Envoy Extraordinary and Minister Plenipotentiary to Mexico, Waddy Thompson, that U.S. annexation of Texas would be grounds for war. On March 1, 1845, U.S. President John Tyler signed a congressional joint resolution favoring the annexation of Texas. On March 4, 1845, U.S. President James Knox Polk noted his approval of the reunion of the Republic of Texas with the United States in his inaugural address. In response, the Mexican Minister of Foreign Affairs informed U.S. Minister to Mexico, Wilson Shannon, on March 28, 1845, that Mexico was severing diplomatic relations with the United States. In December 1845, Texas was admitted to the Union as the 28th state. In April 1846, Mexican troops attacked what they perceived to be invading U.S. forces that had occupied territory claimed by both Mexico and the United States, and on May 13, the U.S. Congress declared war against Mexico. Slavery and cotton. Another issue raised by the debate over Texan annexation was that of slavery. Since the early 19th century, Texas was a producer of cotton. It was also dependent upon slave labor to produce its cotton. The question of whether or not the United States should annex Texas came at a time of increased tensions between the northern and southern states of the Union over the legality and morality of slavery. Thus the possibility of admitting Texas as another slave state proved to be contentious. Additionally, there was another issue raised by the Texas Cotton Nexus, that of the market for raw cotton. One of the largest export markets for North American raw cotton in the mid-19th century was to Great Britain. As long as Texas remained an independent state, it could give southern U.S. cotton plantation owners competition in terms of setting prices, to force them to be more competitive.